Make a decision on how and when to use a pen name. My name is Jean. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. You might decide to use a pen name if somebody else is already publishing with your real name. Now, you might not know that somebody else is publishing with your real name. In the age of Google, it's pretty easy to find if they are already out there publishing, but we have an author at the agency who debuted the same year as an author who went on to become a household name, and their names are one letter different. Sometimes you have no way of knowing. Now, you probably know if your name is pretty common. You know, if you had to go by first name, last initial when you were in second grade, there's a pretty good chance that you are going to have to use something to differentiate yourself from all of the other people who have a very similar, if not the exact same name out there. That's a really good reason to use a pen name. And in fact, you might not have a very common name at all. Jennifer Armentrout and Jennifer Armentrout are two different people. One of them changed her name to Jenny Trout after the other one came out several years later and started bypassing her in the Google search results. Now, you can argue about whether or not one or the other's books are better, but it was a very confusing time on Twitter there for a little while when you were like, wait a second, I thought you had this other book coming out. What is going on? So one of them ended up changing her name in order to be able to stand out separately in the Google search results. You might want to escape the fact that somebody else notorious for doing something terrible has your same name, and maybe it's not even terrible, but it's just something that you don't want your brand associated with. They might be famous for a very adult career, and you're trying to write middle grade novels. You don't want to have those names get jumbled up in search results. How do you go about using a pen name? You just tell your publisher. If you are self-publishing, you are your publisher, so you just tell yourself that you're doing this. You just tell your publisher that you want to use a pen name. They might help brainstorm something that fits in with the brand that you are trying to build. We will call you whatever you want to be called. So like if you already have a pen name that you know you want to go by, you can go ahead and query with that, but you don't have to. You can query with real name writing as pen name. You can query as pen name, and then we just get your legal name on contracts and your W-9 and payment information, like that kind of stuff. Doesn't matter. I'll call you whatever you want me to call you.